Let's talk about some updates in the world of Replit. First off, Replit made its debut on the Inc. 5000 list, coming in at 24. This is a list of the fastest growing private companies in America. And what I really liked was the write up that came along with this really good story here. Replit founders built a 1 billion vibe coding empire. Now their biggest partners are coming for it. I liked it. I think it told the full story of Replit, starting with Amjad meeting Haya in 2009 and coming to the US and applying to Y Combinator 4 times, and then riding the AI wave and actually coming out with a vibe coding product before the term vibe coding was coined. So really great article. Highly recommend you go and check that out.
Yeah, they did a great job of just kind of telling the full story. I think we've like had the snippets, come across over the past year or so, hearing from the team. So seeing it all written out in an article is really, really cool.
And 24 is still underrated, I think. I think we're probably top 10, but it's, like
I know.
they just don't know it yet.
But I think first time on the list, maybe they didn't want to put us at number one right out of the gate. So next year, 2027, number one for the update next year. Also, in terms of what shipped, big update here. Now you can choose the region for your workspace. If you're on a pro or enterprise plan, you can choose whether your workspace is going to be hosted in Europe, Asia, or North America, and some other cool performance updates here. Ralph, you want to give us a little bit more here?
Yeah, and this is quite important. It doesn't change really on the flow of how you create a workspace and then how you can build apps using Replit. But the fact that you can host your workspace in your region, that means that you interact with agent, a lot faster. It means that agent is going to be able to reply to your questions a lot faster as well. So all those, performance improvements are super important. Maybe it's in the order, the hundreds of milliseconds. So instead of getting the request halfway across the world, you get it right in your region, and all those performance improvements could just help have a better, I guess, experience building with Replit.
That makes sense, because when I first saw this, I thought privacy or regulatory reasons, but you're right. It's going to be faster performance, lower latency for builders that are working in these areas.
Yeah, and that's another advantage. So all your data is going to be, all your workspace data is going to be hosted in the region that you want to, and that definitely helps. Yeah.
Awesome. All my European folks, all my folks outside of North America, let us know in the chat. Do you like this?
Shots popping off, yeah.
Yeah, especially UK. I know we have a lot of folks in the UK that are going to love this. Another big update here is that our Replit MCP, currently in beta, is leveling up. So we rolled this out a couple weeks back, the ability for you to call Replit from wherever it is that you're building, whether that's in Claude or in ChatGPT. Now you can also find projects and update existing projects through the MCP client as well.
I'm super excited about it. I'd love to have everybody's feedback around this. So yeah, if you guys are using any MCP client, like any other application, if you're using Cloud Code, Codex, or any other tool, I'd love to see what you guys do with this. It works like a breeze. You don't have even to kind of like add an API key or anything. You just put the MCP URL, and then it will direct you directly throughout like our OAuth flow, and then you'll be connected to your applet from another application, and you can publish, you can chat with agent. It's pretty cool. So would love to see what people do about it.
This is currently in beta. We're planning out a general release sometime soon. So would love all of your feedback. Please test it out and share that with the team. Now you can migrate your existing app to Clerk authentication. This is something that we rolled out a couple months back, the ability for you to customize your auth and your login on your app with Clerk. One of the best ways to do this out there. Previously, it wasn't possible for you to migrate your app that may have had the legacy Replit authentication on it over to the Clerk Auth. Now that's possible. Also, another recent update is that now you can add Clerk Auth to existing applications as well. So if you've built something prior to us releasing the new Clerk Auth, you can now integrate the Clerk Auth into those existing applications. Take advantage of this. This is a really nice feature that we make available to our users. And right now, it's free to use with no limits, at least that I've seen documented. Ralph, feel free to correct me on this. So definitely take advantage of this new Clerk authentication in your Replit apps. It's really good.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, as Manny was mentioning before, you couldn't have access to Clerk Auth, or at least you couldn't migrate to Clerk Auth if you had an existing app. Now everybody can just do it. And you can have access also to the Clerk dashboard, etc. And you can add single sign-on, and you can have like multiple providers. There are 2 ways to migrate. There are steps that you can go through, like the tools pane, and then walk through some steps. Everything is in the docs, by the way. So you can either like click buttons if you want, or you can just ask agent, and the agent will just migrate everything over to Clerk.
Just ask agent. I'm telling you, we need the shirts.
That's our favorite
Ask
tagline,
agent.
dude.
I like
just
it.
ask agent.
We do it live and just ask the agent. Oh, that's the front. We do it live as the front, and on the back is just ask the agent.
Damn, I like it, dude. Yeah, when I'm at those events where like people are like, "Hey, can I do X, Y, and Z with the rep blah blah blah," and I can just turn around and show them my shirt. It's like, just ask agent, please. Also, if you're selling into enterprise, we also rolled out some new features for auth into enterprise. I think last week we talked about this as logging in via SSO, 2-factor authentication, the high-level auth features that you need if you're selling into big enterprises. So this is such an amazing integration. Those are paid features, but like the vanilla Clerk authentication, that's free right now for you to use. So again, take advantage of this, folks.
And don't forget the new MCP servers, not replets, but access to cal.com, Airtable, and Rootly docs here, and more connectors and all sorts of things being added all the time. So
totally. Yes. Thank you. On that note, new MCPs, cal.com, Airtable, Rootly docs added to agents. So now you can leverage those MCPs in your applications. And then we also have new admin API to talk about. Ralph, can you talk to us a little bit about this?
Yeah, it's currently in beta. We have an entire also API docs that is like if you go to the changelog, you'll be able to find that the link as well to the API docs.
So this is for folks like an admin at an enterprise, and they want to get a sense of how much people are spending in their org, what are people doing. Now you can just tap into this directly via an API. So you can, if you want to put together your reports on a regular basis, it's easier for you to do as an admin person. Anything else you want to call on the changelog for that folks should know about?
We have inline charts now. So if you interact with the agent and just ask it, to provide some data for you, then you do it, and then it can do it in chat.
Ooh, this is very cool. I actually I was using this recently because there's a couple of charts that I saw on social media that I really liked. And so what I did is I grabbed the screenshot of the chart, I put it into agent, and I said replicate this chart. It went and researched all of the underlying source data, and it put together a really nice chart for me inline.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to interact with agent. Just ask agent.
Awesome. Very neat. Cool. Check out the changelog. We'll include a link to that in the recap email. But that's all that we have for updates in the world of Replit.